Welcome, everyone, to week 4. This is your commissioner speaking. Woo. Holy shit. I'm still laughing about what happened in the game of the week last week. I mean, holy fuck. The Rune Dogs were down. I'm sorry, they were up by 1 yard. Okay, point 0.1 points. Dumpster Fire got 2, and they were going to win by 1 yard. And they did. They won by 1 yard until the refs had to take a little bit of a look at it. At the end of the game, there was chaos. No one knew what was going on. And the refs went back, recalculated everything, and noticed that late in the third quarter, they did not tack on a half assisted tackle by Matt Judon. And that is worth 5 yards, basically. And it gave the Rune Dogs the win by zero point 0.4 points. Now, is this the closest game ever? I want to say yes. I think we've had some other games that were probably within under half a point as well in the past. Had that score stood with the dumpster fire only winning by a yard, I think that's the smallest amount you can win by. Oh, well, not really. I guess you could win by zero point zero 0.01 points, but I don't think we've ever had that before. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but holy shit. So Dumpster Fire go from looking 3-0 and controlling the league to now being 2-1. And not only are they 2-1, but now they're second in the East because of that shit. So, I, I heard the coach was flipping the fuck out in the locker room after the game, and I heard head coach of the Rune Dogs. I heard she was doing some wild stuff in the locker room with her players. Now we don't know the full details just yet. They haven't been released, but we heard some stuff was going on, all in celebration. But one can only speculate what was going on. But anyways, with the rest of the league, this is nuts. So the South and the East are both very similar. You got one team that's 3-0, one team 2-1, one team 1-2, one team 0-3. But then over in the West, you got two teams that are 2-1 and two that are 1-2. Um, so right now, it's still. I mean, obviously, it's anyone's game right now. I would say no one's eliminated yet. Not even the cartel, who also took a very, very tough loss to the Smeagol's. I mean, that got overshadowed. Well, because no one was fucking watching that game anyways, because both of those teams were 0-2 going into that game. So no one really watched it, but it was overshadowed by the recalculation and scores that the cartel only lost to the Smeagol's by 1.5 points. Not even 1.5 points, less than 1.5 points as well. So the cartel could easily be 1-2 right now, and the Smeagol's could be 0-3. Ooh. Now that would be nuts. And we talked about it last week. Like, what happens if the Smeagol's go 0-3? They might be donezo. But that win, it could be like, I guess you'd say, a moral victory for the cartel. But man, they're 0-3 and they're staring down the barrel of missing the playoffs yet again. Mm. But let's get into the power rankings. Coming in at number 12. I mean, come on. It's the cartel, man. I mean, yeah, I was thinking about moving them up. But hey, a loss is a loss is a loss, and until you show me that you can get it done on the field the full 60 minutes, then you're not moving. Sorry, you're fucking 12. Coming in at number 11, you still got the Tiger Sharks. Good fucking lord, this goddamn team. They tried so hard. And again, this game got overshadowed as well because they were going up against the hottest team in the league in the Charleston Trolls, and they only lost by a touchdown. A touchdown. Okay? And man, that was tough to watch because now they're 0-3 and they needed that win really badly, if not just for the fucking players and the fans in Tampa. I mean, this team moved there a couple of years ago and they've just been waiting. All the other teams are getting this relocation fucking wins. Nothing's happening with the Tiger Sharks. They moved from Charleston to Tampa, look like shit. The Trolls, on the other hand, moved from bumfuck nowhere in Texas to Charleston, and they're 3-0. And they just beat the team that fucking left. So, this is nuts. I don't know. Tiger Sharks got to fucking do something this week. They've got the cartel. So, they should. If they can't beat the cartel, they might have to. They might have to move out of Tampa. Might have to move over to St. Pete or some shit. Cause God, they're looking awful. Coming in at number 10, dropping down a couple spots. You got the Wise Guys. I mean, they started off the year fucking hot, and then I don't know. Maybe they just blew their fucking load too early on the finesse, and now they're 1-2, and just they have not scored many points. They've only put up 284 on the year, which let me check my notes. It's not good. It's the worst in the fucking league. 284? Are you shitting me? That's less. The cartel have more than that. I mean, this team, man, they're looking bad. But hey, we're now into interleague play. They do have the Hickory Grove Heaters this week, so maybe they can get the upset. Who knows? But right now they're down at number 10. Coming in at number 9, dropping some more spots. You got the SC Titans Elite. Hmm. Joe Ball ain't working, man. They've only put up 300 points on the year, which is I think third worst. Yeah, third worst. Only 2 points above the cartel. So right now the Titans Elite are just not getting it done. Their defense is old, and they just are not getting it done. Tom Brady's not on the team anymore. He's done. So maybe that's what was holding this team together was Tom fucking Brady, but this team ain't getting it done. They are leading right now by a lot. So maybe they can get the upset on the Dumpster Fire, but Dumpster Fire are pissed. So we'll see. Coming in at number 8, coming up just a few spots, you got the Philadelphia Eagles, got the close win over the worst team in the week, but I mean, I couldn't put them below the Titans Elite or the Wise Guys. Just based on what I've seen from them recently, even though their only win is against the worst team in the league. It's kind of tough. This 8, 9, 10, some Eagles, Titans, Elite, Wise Guys, all of them, if I could put them all at 9, I would, but I can't. So they're going here at number 8. Coming in at number 7, dropping down, you got the French Quarter Quailmen. Also dropping. And they've got a very, very tough matchup this week. I mean, this team has just not really put together anything that you want to like write home about. I mean, they've got one of the best quarterbacks, they've got a great young rookie, but then the rest of the team is just kind of meandering around this mediocrity, and they can't seem to shake it. They do have one of the toughest matchups this week against the Rune Dogs, and right now they're getting beat, as you can see, 25-8 late in the second quarter right now. So it's not looking good for them, but maybe they can make a comeback. Breaking the top 6, I think for the first time this year, maybe. You got the Hickory Grove Heaters. 2-1, aren't they? Yeah, they're fucking 2-1. Got a much easier matchup this week against the Wise Guys. They should be able to take care of things as they are already up 23-5. I think somewhere in the second quarter, a little bit later in the second quarter. And yeah, Heaters breaking the top 6. They're keeping pace with the Trolls, or trying to as best they can. I mean, everyone's just trying to catch up to them right now. But yeah, coming in at number 6, looking good. The next 3 spots were also hard to place. 3, 4, and 5 were very tough. But number 5, I got the Vietnam Voyagers. They did what they needed to do last week, and they beat the Wise Guys. They beat the shit out of them by 50 points. But again, this team is a little bit banged up. A lot of their guys are just sitting on the bench, so they're really relying on their top guys to pull through. But one, one bad game, and this team is gonna not put up points. based on who all these guys are relying on right now. Yes, their top guys are putting out a shitload of points. I think the Voyagers are what? They've scored 401 points, which is, I want to say, third in the league behind the Dumpster Fire and the Trolls. Yeah, 1 point ahead of the Rune Dogs, who have 400 even on the year. Voyagers have 401 on the year. So right now it's just they should be higher, I think. But since they're kind of teetering right now, they are again. There's just one more little thing, one brick that falls, and this team is going to lose badly one of these weeks. But the thing is, we don't know what week that's going to be. If that'll ever happen, who fucking knows? But for right now, I've got them at 5. Coming in at number 4, you got the LA Finesse. Again, I had to keep them above the Voyagers, even though they haven't scored as many points. They do have the head-to-head win. But again, the Voyagers are still number 1 in the West, but the Finesse, the Finesse are the Finesse, and you can't knock them until they lose. But they've got to face the Trolls this week, and the Voyagers don't. So that's a tough task for the Finesse. We'll see if they can keep their eye on the prize and stay within the top 4. And if they beat the Trolls, who knows where they might end up next week. Coming in at number 3, coming up a lot of spots, you got the Long Island Rune Dogs. I could not put them second. Yeah, you got the win, but that shit was too close for comfort. And again, you haven't scored as many points as the next team, the Dumpster Fire. I'm going to get them both in here. And it was tough, but I still think the Dumpster Fire are a better team than the Rune Dogs. It's just, hey, the ball bounced the Rune Dogs' way last week. A little bit of puck luck. That's what you need. So, again, I'm going to keep them right here at number 3. However, if some shit happens this week, Rune Dog's going to move up, and the Dumpster Fire might move down, depending on what happens. And speaking of the Dumpster Fire, they got the SC Titans Elite. They should be able to win that game, even though they're getting blown the fuck out right now, but it looks like they should be able to make a comeback. More on that a little later. But coming in at number 1, you got the Charleston Trolls. Ugh. 3 and fucking 0, second in the league in scoring. They are ruling the South, and they're outscoring the Heaters, who are second in the South by 51 points right now. Not in the game, sorry, but overall on the season. And they're looking great. And this week they have the LA Finesse, though, in a big time matchup. If the Trolls can win this game, they will cement themselves 100% as number 1 team to beat this year. But that remains to be seen. So let's get into the matchups. Matchup number 1. You got the Tampa Bay Tiger Sharks, who are 0-3, versus the 0-3 Cartel. Loser of this game fucking leaves town. Matchup number 2. You got the 1-2 Titans Elite at the recently pissed off 2-1 Columbia Dumpster Fire. And right now the Titans Elite are up 42-10 late in the second quarter. However, the coach of the Dumpster Fire is known for these crazy comebacks and great second half speeches. Even though we don't know what happened to the prediction video this week. Great hype video. No prediction video, but that's okay. That's okay. Whatever. We'll just look past it. But whatever. Dumpster Fire, again, it's not a guaranteed lock for them to win this week, and the Titans Elite have come out swinging hard because they need this win as well. So this is a big-time matchup, even though it's still early in the season. This is a big interleague matchup right here. We'll see what happens. Matchup number 3, you got the 1-2 French Quarter Quail Men at the 3-0 Long Island Rune Dogs. Was going to be the 2-1 Roonies, but they are 3-0, and right now the Rune Dogs are up 26 now to 8. in the middle of the second quarter. They did get a score there, a little bit of a score. I think they got a safety or something. Um, and yeah, they're up 26-8 in the middle of the second quarter, and this is it's going to be a close matchup. I think the Quailmen will be able to come back. Justin Herbert is fucking great. So this will be a very tough test for the Roondogs, even though they are 3-0. This is kind of a little bit of a storied rivalry as well. Kind of flies under the radar every year. However, these guys fucking come at each other every single year, and it's always close. At least the past couple of years, especially since the Quailmen have gotten much better. So this should be a fantastic matchup. We're going to tune into this one for sure. Matchup number 4. You got the 2-1 Vietnam Voyagers coming all the way over to play the 1-2 Philadelphia Smeagol's. And right now the game is 8-7 at the end of the first quarter. A little bit of low scoring affair, and right now it looks like it's going to be a deadlock until the end of the game. It's prediction wise, it's only a 0.03 point difference on the predictor. So this is going to be a fantastic matchup. These two teams have gone against each other in championships before. They've gone great matches in the past before. This is not a rivalry by any means. Both of these teams respect each other, but they also hate each other just a little bit. Tough test though. Smeagol's barely got the win against the worst team in the league last week. Voyagers took care of business against the Wise Guys. So for the Voyagers, this needs to be like a show of strength to show that, hey, we're still fucking here. Even though they lost the finesse, they're still fucking here. And for the Smeagol's, it's kind of the same thing. They're trying to say, hey, we're not dead. We're not old. We're still fucking relevant in this league. So this is a big time matchup as well. We're going to have to get the fucking quad box going with matchup number 3, the Quailmen Roondogs, the Voyagers and Smeagol's, and the rivalry game of the week. You got the 2-1 Hickory Grove Heaters at the 1-2 Washington Wise Guys, the surprising 1-2 Washington Wise Guys. That week 1 upset over the Finesse is looking more and more like one of the greatest upsets in league history the more and more that we get there. Because week 1, they beat the Finesse by 4 points. Less than 4 points. A field goal, basically. And they've looked like garbage ever since. The Finesse are 2-0 since that. Wise Guys are 0-2 since that. So I mean, this is one of those times where the Wise Guys, they have to pretty much put up or shut up, because even though the West is 2-1, 2-1, 1-2, 1-2, it's going to be tough to keep up with the Voyagers and the Finesse with how much they're putting up points, and the Wise Guys have not fucking done that this year. So the Wise Guys need a win this game, and this is a storied rivalry going a long, long, long way back, over 15 years. And is it 15 years? Almost 15 years. God damn, we're fucking old. All right, and the Heaters are up 23-6. I think they got a little bit of a score there as well. As we were recording this, they're up 23-6 in the early second quarter. So Heaters look like they should get the job done yet again. And breaking news. It looks like 4 players have been signed. The Cartel have just signed Nelson Aguilar for, it looks like, $10 and a free Subway sandwich. Hey, that's not a bad pickup. We'll see what Nelson can do for these for the Cartel, because of Bateman is out this week, so that could be a big time thing. With these Wise Guys, they picked up Trey Hendrickson. And I don't know if he'll be starting for them today at defensive line. He looked pretty good last week and very good week 1. So he might be starting. That may give them the edge they need to take down the Heaters. I've never seen someone get signed mid-game before. But hey, it looks like he might be suiting up. Let me check. Let's check the bench. It's empty right now for the Wise Guys. The Wise Guys don't have a defensive lineman or linebacker in their lineup, but they may be changing that as we speak, as they go. Maybe he's coming out for the second half. We don't know. The Finesse have just signed Alontae Taylor, and they have released Alan Lazard. They have signed a defensive back and released a wide receiver. Very, very interesting move by the Finesse. We'll see what's going on there. And it looks like, the Wise Guys made two moves. They picked up a defensive lineman and they picked up Fred Warner, linebacker, as well. And it looks like, I think he's going to have both of these players come in at halftime and try and win the game. This isn't the fucking Bourbon Bowl. Whatever. Holy shit. Sorry, breaking news. But let's get on to the game of the week. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! You got the 3-0 Charleston Trolls at the 2-1 reigning, defending champion LA Finesse. And I'm getting word. Well, I'm not getting word. We've already seen it. But I think the Finesse are going with a pink out today. I think they're going with an actual pink out. And I think we may have to fix it on the screen just so we know. I've never seen them do a pink out, but that's what they're doing today. They're going all pink. The Trolls are wearing their home and away whites. I don't know why they do that. They're the only fucking team in the league that does that. This isn't basketball, but whatever. They're 3-0, and hey, this is going to be a good fucking matchup. All right, you got 3-0 up-and-coming team versus the reigning fucking champs. And right now, the LA Finesse are up. It looks like 6-0 in the first quarter. It looks like they just got a touchdown. I think they missed the extra point though. So, you know, it's still early. Right now, it does look like, again, the Finesse have the upper hand, but you can't count the Trolls out. They're 3-0 for a reason, and this is a fantastic game. Matchups 3, 4, 5, and 6. You know, rivalry game of the week, all fucking great games. Gonna have the quad box on for that for sure. Let's get to the predictions. This week, Hunter made the picks. We got a hype video that was hype as fuck, but we didn't get a prediction video. We got a piece of we got text. What the hell? That's like not even gonna explain it. Whatever. But let's talk about last week. Last week, P-Man went 5-1. Would have gone 6-0 for the first time ever in this league. That someone goes 6-0. And he got fucked by a recalculation on an assisted tackle. It's a motherfucker, ain't it? But fantastic though. I went 5-1. Tebow went 4-2. P-Man went 5-1. We are 14-4 on the season. Fan fucking tastic. 78%. Let's keep that shit up, guys. This week though, Hunter made the picks. Thank you, Hunter, for the dope ass hype video. Where's the beef though? But that's all right. We'll forget about it. That's okay. He's got the Tiger Sharks over the Cartel. He's got the Dumpster Fire over the Titans Elite, of course. You can't pick against your own self. He's got the Rune Dogs over the Quail Men. He's got the Smeagol's over the Voyagers in the definite upset of the week. It wouldn't be the biggest upset this year or anything like that if it does happen. However, it would be a significant blow to the Voyagers and a huge win for the Smeagol's if that were to happen. He's got the Heaters over the Wise Guys in the rivalry game of the week. And he's got the Finesse. Muy caliente. Now, he's got the Finesse over the Trolls in the game of the week. That's an upset in and of itself. 2-1. I mean, yeah, they're the reigning champs, but the Trolls right now look almost unbeatable. So it's gonna be spicy. As it stands now, the picks are looking pretty good. We'll see what happens. with the rest of the games. I'm not seeing any movement on the sidelines during these matchups. I don't know what the wise guys are doing. They're trying to find jerseys for Warner and Hendrickson. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but hopefully they can get their shit together and maybe take down the Heaters. We'll see what happens then. But let's get into golf. Woo! So, not really much happened outside of E-Man got a quad birdie, which brings him up to 4 under on the year, brings him into 3rd place. Otherwise, it was very mediocre. Mandy did get a triple birdie. Tebow, though, got a quad bogey. He did get a birdie in there and 5 bogeys, but comes out to a quad bogey. So now Tebow's dropped all the way to the bottom at 6 over. And for the guy who founded the golf tournament, for him to be in last place, something's going on, man. I don't like it. He needs to focus. All right, get your ish together, Tebow, and fucking sack up and let's fucking go. But Graydon still holding the top spot at 8 under. Dan at 5 under. E-Man now at 4 under in 3rd place. Hunter and Mandy snuggled up in 4th place at 3 under. Very interesting that they're tied and they had such a close game last week. And there was a recalculation. I'm not saying collusion. I'm just saying. I'm paying attention. Matt is 1 under in 6th place, Alone in 6th, and then German P-Man, both even, and they're playing this week. So that'll be very interesting to see what happens there for 7th place. I know I myself am looking to definitely get out of this even spot. This is weird. I've usually been a birdie machine, but we'll see what happens. P-Man's usually been pretty decent as well, so got to get our shit together. Rico moved up a few spots. He had a really, really bad week too, but he's bringing himself back together. Rico did shoot. He got 1 birdie, which is pretty good. He got 1 birdie on the day. Joe got a bogey. Sam got a double bogey. And Tebow had a fucking terrible goddamn day on the Pines, and that's where he's riding right now. But otherwise, yeah, let's see what happens. Speaking of Pines, cheers. Thank you guys. Later. Woo!